This is in The Sun. The Prince, as we know, is suing the Home Office for basically he wants an armed guard when he ever comes back to the UK, and he's applied for a judicial review in the High Court after...
Quick question. How do you go from Prince with palaces, guards, and a crown to a guy fighting the tax over an $800,000 bill? Spoiler, it's not a fairy tale. And the way Prince Harry handling it has turned his life into a comedy show that nobody expected to laugh at.
Was taken away when he stepped down from royal duties, as it probably should have been. But, however, this case has been going on for 18 months now, Eamon, and it has cost the great British taxpayer, that's all of us, $300,000.
As if losing his title wasn't bad enough, the UK tax office dropped a bombshell on Harry, nearly $800,000 in overdue taxes. And here's the savage part. They gave him 3 days to pay. No extensions, no royal exception. Just 3 days. For the first time in his life, Harry's being treated like every other taxpayer. And let's be honest, that's the one royal tradition he never signed up for. He thought he was escaping palace rules. Instead, he's stuck playing by the taxman's rules, which are way scarier. So what does Harry do? Does he just pay the bill quietly? Of course not. Reports say bring up to sue HMRC. And here's where it gets hilarious. Suing the tax office is like trying to outswim a shark. You're not winning that race. But experts warn it's worse than just losing. A lawsuit means auditors could tear open everything. Harry's personal accounts, his Netflix contracts, even Archwell's books. Every number, every irregularity could suddenly become public evidence. In other words, by trying to fight off $800,000, he could accidentally expose way more than that.
Oh, all right, yes, I see what you mean. Yes, yeah, okay. So the Home Office have to go in there and say...
The Home Office have to go in and fight the legal case, and obviously, we are the government, it's our money, they don't have their own money.
For years, people whispered about Harry losing his royal titles. But now, it's not gossip anymore. Parliament has officially put his name on the chopping block. Lawmakers are pushing a bill to strip him of the Duke of Sussex title, and they're not being polite about it. Their argument is simple. He quit the job, trashed the family for profit, and still markets himself as a royal while living it up in California. Basically, he's cashing royalty checks without showing up to work. Imagine quitting your job at Starbucks but still calling yourself shift manager of latte operations. That's how Parliament sees Harry. And this time, it isn't just symbolic. The wheels of legislation are already grinding. And if this passes, the Duke of Sussex vanishes overnight. No more royal brand, no more fancy introduction. Just Harry Windsor, another celebrity with lawsuits, debt, and a fading Netflix deal. Think about the downgrade. Yesterday, HRH Duke of Sussex. Tomorrow, former royal, current defendant. That's not a title, that's a meme.
Sixth coronation, and you know, if they do come back for the coronation and they spend the time with the royal family, they won't need security. The security.
He will need security. He needs security. He's the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Here's where things get even messier. While Harry is reportedly spiraling over taxes and titles, Meghan Markle has gone completely silent. Not a peep. No carefully worded press release. No "we're in this together" Instagram post. Nothing. And this is the same woman who once swore she was Harry's fiercest defender. But the moment the taxman shows up with an $800,000 invoice, she basically hit ghost mode. Insiders say this isn't an accident. Meghan's silence is strategy. She's quietly stepping back to protect her own crumbling brand, which is kind of like watching your lifeboat row away while you're still sinking on the Titanic. To critics, her silence looks cold, calculated, self-serving, and to Harry it's a brutal reality check. Because what does it say when your own wife won't even share the headline with you? That's not royal power couple energy. That's good luck, you're on your own energy.
Into court.
Well, quite, yeah, no, absolutely. That was the most dangerous thing.
Yeah, well, and like all PMs, like all high society, like all the royal family, if he comes here, he needs his security, and 300 grand in the scheme of things is not a lot of money.
If he goes to the coronation, though, Chris, to be with the rest of the royal family, he won't be outside that, so they're all...
Once upon a time, Prince Harry had it all. Palaces, guards, a crown, and more privilege than most people could dream of. Fast forward to today, and he's reportedly fighting over an $800,000 tax bill like he's just another guy arguing with the IRS. Talk about a downgrade, and it gets worse. HMRC didn't give him months to figure it out. They gave him 3 days. That's less time than it takes Meghan to trademark a new word or launch another empowerment podcast. Now, instead of quietly paying the bill and moving on, Harry's apparently gearing up to sue the tax office, which, let's be honest, is the dumbest battle you could pick. Nobody wins against the taxman. It's like trying to box with a freight train. For Harry, though, this isn't just about the money. It's about identity. Without his title, He's not the Duke of Sussex. He's just Harry Windsor, a celebrity in debt, clinging to relevance. And when you've lived your entire life as a prince, that fall hits harder than any scandal.
Yeah, but they won't always be there. They'll have their private time. They'll go somewhere together and they'll be living somewhere together. They won't always be there. They need security. It's been used to security. They need security. I don't, you know, look.
Blank check then. Free.
While Harry is reportedly losing sleep over overdue taxes and title drama, Meghan Markle has been doing absolutely nothing. Not a word. No joint statement. No we stand together photo op. Nothing but silence. And according to insiders, that silence isn't loyalty, it's strategy. Meghan is said to be stepping back on purpose, carefully distancing herself from Harry's humiliation so her own brand doesn't get dragged down with him. It's basically the PR version of, you deal with your mess, I'll be over here polishing my image. But here's the problem, the silence is backfiring. To critics it doesn't look like smart strategy. It looks cold, self-serving, even cowardly. The same woman who once called herself Harry's fiercest ally suddenly vanishes when the headlines turn ugly. That's not power couple energy. That's good luck, you're on your own energy. And Harry, insiders say he's starting to notice. Because when your own wife won't even share a scandal with you, that's not a partnership. That's a PR calculation.
But look, you do not, if you take it away and he gets popped off, then what happened to his mum has happened to him. Why go there? You know, okay, you don't have to like him, but why go there?
Why should we pay for it, though?
Because the
Just when Harry thought things couldn't get worse, the spotlight shifted to Archewell, the Sussex's foundation, and their biggest shield. Watchdogs are circling, whispering about questionable grants, fuzzy numbers and underreported revenue streams. And here's the kicker. If Harry really pushes this lawsuit against HMRC, investigators could rip Archewell wide open. Every donation, every payment, every contract, suddenly public evidence. For a brand that's supposed to scream humanitarian, that kind of exposure could turn it into a punchline. Insiders say Meghan is terrified of this possibility. Archewell has always been her armor, the polished do-gooder brand that makes her look legitimate on the world stage. But if the numbers don't add up, that armor crumbles and the whole empire goes down with it. So while Harry's charging into legal war with the taxman, Meghan's biggest fear isn't the $800,000 bill, it's that his stubbornness could drag her carefully curated empire into the flames with him.
Harry,
But he was...
his mum and his dad, royalty. Yeah, he's left, but the blood is still there. Why would you open up to that risk? Look, this is just, I don't understand why we're going into this minutiae. Look, you don't have to love him, and he's had a go.
Remember when that Netflix deal was supposed to be Harry and Meghan's golden ticket? A $100 million contract to reinvent themselves as Hollywood power players. Well, that dream is fading fast. Executives are quietly pulling back after their shows underperformed. Critics called the productions boring, overproduced, and more like infomercials than documentaries. Viewership numbers dropped and one exec was even overheard saying, "The shine is gone. They're not worth the gamble anymore." Ouch. For Netflix, this isn't charity, it's business. And without the royal sparkle, the Sussexes suddenly look like a bad investment. If Harry loses his title and becomes just Harry Windsor, that brand value tanks even further. Nobody's paying top dollar to watch former Duke of Sussex, the series. And here's the brutal truth. When even Netflix, the company that greenlit 10 seasons of Riverdale, thinks you're not worth the gamble, you know the brand is in trouble.
Sorry, his dad and his brother, fair play. Don't like him for...
Meghan Markle, congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
Can we start with the proposal and the actual moment of your engagement? When did it happen? How did it happen?
It happened a few weeks ago, earlier this month, here at our cottage.
If Harry thought Parliament and Netflix were bad, the public made it worse. Polls now show nearly 75% of Britons think he should lose his Duke of Sussex title and pay his taxes like everyone else. No royal exceptions. No excuses. Just cough it up. And social media? It was savage. Hashtags like "pay your taxes," "not a duke," and "Sussex scam" trended for days. Memes roasted him as the prince of excuses. One viral tweet joked, "Ordinary people pay parking tickets. Harry can't even pay his millions." That one stung, because it was funny and true. Even his old image as the wronged prince has collapsed. People don't see him as a whistleblower anymore. They see him as a hypocrite. The guy who trashed the monarchy while cashing in on the title he's now clinging to for dear life. And the worst part, the palace isn't cleaning up after him anymore. In the past, scandals were smoothed over quietly. Now King Charles and Prince William are letting him twist in the wind. As one insider put it, he wanted independence, he has it, and now he has the bills too.
Natural and very romantic. He got on one knee.
Was it an instant yes from you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I could barely let you finish proposing. I said, can I say yes now?
She didn't even let me finish. She said, yes, I can. And then there was a hug.
Through all of Harry's chaos, the taxes, the lawsuits, the title threats, Meghan Markle has stayed eerily quiet, and to the public, her silence doesn't look like loyalty. It looks like survival. Insiders say she's deliberately protecting her own brand, making sure none of Harry's humiliation splashes onto her. The woman who once styled herself as his fiercest ally is suddenly playing defense, guarding her image while her husband drowned. It's the PR version of watching someone sink in quicksand while yelling from the shore. Good luck, babe. Critics call it cold, even cowardly. Instead of standing with Harry, she's stepping aside. And for people already suspicious of her motives, this silence confirms their worst fears. Meghan will abandon even Harry if it means protecting Meghan. Her carefully crafted image as a feminist icon, humanitarian and modern Diana, is crumbling. What's left isn't inspiring, it's opportunistic, self-interested, calculated, and the more she stays silent, the clearer it looks. In the Sussex marriage, loyalty only runs one way. And so, here we are. Parliament is moving to strip his title. HMRC is demanding nearly $800,000. Netflix is backing away. Archwell is under suspicion. Meghan has gone silent. And the palace? They've washed their hands of him. Harry, the boy who once grew up in palaces, is now a man cornered by debts, deadlines, and his own bad decisions. He wanted freedom. What he got was accountability. He thought independence would mean power. But instead, it's left him exposed, humiliated, and alone. Without his title, he's just Harry Windsor. No crown, no country, no credibility. Just another disgruntled celebrity, with lawsuits, debt, and a shrinking audience. And if Parliament follows through, the Duke of Sussex may soon be nothing more than a footnote in royal history. But here's the question. Should he be stripped of everything? Titles, privileges, the royal safety net, once and for all? Or does Harry deserve a final lifeline? One last chance to redeem himself before it all disappears. Because one thing's certain, the world isn't watching a prince anymore. They're watching a man lose everything he thought he couldn't live without. And once it's gone, there's no getting it back.